Hello again, guys, and welcome to my English brain. Today we're talking about how questions specifically. Alright, let's get started. What's on TV today? Interview with a superhero. This is the news reporter Ted Braun. He's live on TV giving an interview to a local superhero named Razorhawk. Let's listen to their conversation.
Yes, hello, Mr. Razorhawk. Welcome and thank you for being on the program today.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me on the show, Ted. I'm a big fan. I watch the show all the time.
Now, Mr. Laserhawk.
Ted, that's Razorhawk with an R?
Right. My mistake. Razorhawk. Now, tell me, is fighting crime a full-time job for you?
Well, not at the moment. My full-time job is at the supermarket. Being a superhero is kind of a part-time thing.
I understand. So, how often do you fight crime then?
I probably fight crime about 4 days a week if I can.
How long do you spend fighting crime in a day?
About 4 hours, and only between 5 and 9 o'clock at night because my mom doesn't want me to stay out very late. She says it's dangerous.
Yes, it can be, I guess. So how good are you at fighting crime?
I'm pretty good. I catch bad guys all the time.
And can I ask, what are your superpowers?
Well, that's a good question, Ted. I have great vision with my glasses on, and I can hear any conversation from across the room.
So you don't have any superpowers? How well do you run?
Not very well. Running makes my asthma worse.
Asthma. Right. So how do you catch criminals?
Well, first, I hide in dark places, and then, when I see someone committing a crime, I jump out and say, "Hey, I'm gonna call the police!"
And does that actually work?
Sometimes, yeah. And sometimes they run after me and I have to get on my bike and run away.
I see. Well, I think I speak for everyone when I say thank you, sir, for helping make our city a safer place.
No problem. The pleasure is all mine. Can I just say hi to my mom and my friends from work? Hey guys, I told you I was a superhero. I hope you believe me now, Josh. You owe me $10 now, remember?
Okay, and now it's time for the grammar. And today's grammar is questions with how. For example, for a question about the specific frequency of an action, we use how often. How often? For example, how often do you fight crime? Or what's the frequency that you fight crime? To answer, we use specific frequency, adverbs, and a time period. For example, once a day, once a week, or maybe twice a month, or 3 times a year, or 4 times a year. If we want to say every day, we can use every day or maybe every week, every month, or every year. And we can also use the negative not very much. Remember, how often is for the specific frequency, and we use specific frequency adverbs to answer the question. The next question with how long? How long is for a duration, a question about duration. So for example, how long do you spend fighting crime? Now, look at the verb spend. Spend is a verb we use when we want to know and we want to talk about the amount of time that we do something. Now, fighting is the principal verb, and it's in the ing form. When we use spend, the principal main verb is always in the ing form. So in the question, how long do you spend fighting crime, is a question about the quantity or the amount of time the person fights crime. So we use an answer with duration. For example, 30 minutes a day, 1 hour a day, or maybe 2 hours a week, or a few hours a week. Remember, how long is about the duration, a question about the duration of the verb. The next question, with how, is about ability. How well and how good. It's the level of the skill or the level of the ability the person has with a verb or a specific action. For example, with how well, the question, how well do you run? This question asks about the person's ability to run. When we answer, we use well in our answer. Really well or very well. Pretty well is okay, and about average is also okay. Not very well is not good. When we use the question how well, it's important to use well in the answer. When we use the question with how good, for example, how good are you at running? Notice the difference between how well and the form of the question and how good and the form of the question. With how good, we use are, the preposition at, and we use the verb in the ing. The reason, after a preposition, the verb is always ing. With the question, how good are you at running? We can answer, really good, pretty good, okay, and not so good. Again, when you use good in the question, we need to use good in the answer. Now, to review the questions with how. When we ask about specific frequency, we use how often. How often do you fight crime? When we ask about the duration of the action, we use how long. And often we use spend and the verb in the ing. How long do you spend fighting crime? When we ask about the ability, we have two ways, how well and how good. How well do you fight crime? And how good are you at fighting crime? Remember, when we use good, we need to use the verb are, the preposition at, and the verb in the ing form. Very good. Now, it's time to practice. To practice, put the correct words in the missing places. For example, how well do you fly? Repeat. How well do you fly? Not very well. Repeat. Not very well. How good are you at jumping? Repeat. How good are you at jumping? I'm pretty good. Repeat. I'm pretty good. How often do you catch a criminal? Repeat. How often do you catch a criminal? I catch a criminal once a month. Repeat. I catch a criminal once a month. How long do you spend hiding in the dark each day? Repeat. How long do you spend hiding in the dark each day? I hide in the dark 4 hours a day. Repeat. I hide in the dark 4 hours a day. Very good, guys. Okay, that's it for today's lesson, guys. Thanks for coming to My English Brain. Remember, if you liked the video, share it with your friends, family, and classmates. For more videos, subscribe to the channel, and for more practice, go to the website, myenglishbrain.com. Don't forget the next video. I had a lot of fun. The past tense. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and good luck.